Okay, so this morning I got up and decided to do a couple different air intake experiments to see which one worked the best, which one stayed cooler, and whatnot. This setup seemed to work the best. It was like 55 degrees this morning. Um, while on a steady pace on the interstate, the intake air temperatures stayed around 60 degrees when it's 55 outside, and at a red light it got up to about 90. The second style of intake I tried is I extended this down towards the back like some of the other air intakes do that go down here like towards the back where the header is, and that didn't do good at all. At a stoplight it got to like 120, and I think the lowest it got driving was 79. And then the third style I did is I ran a 90-degree coupler straight down through here. Basically kind of like how the AEM cold air intake does, where it goes straight down and then it curves over to like under the fender, the front fender or whatever. But I took a 90-degree coupler. I got a 3-inch aluminum pipe that's about 6 inches long, and I hooked that up to it and then connected the filter underneath. I don't know if you can see where it goes down there or not, but I thought it might get quite a bit of air down there, because you can see the bottom of the ground through there, so I thought maybe it would pick up air. But that was actually the worst one out of all three. I think maybe because of the fans for the radiator. I'm not for sure, but I mean, the sitting temperatures was in the hundreds, and even riding around, I think the lowest it got was like, I think it was like 87, something like that. This is like 55 degrees in the morning. So if you have an RSX, I would suggest probably going with this style of intake, the one that comes up right next to the fuse box, not the ones that run down here next to where the header is and stuff, because it picks up more heat there. So I'm gonna stick with this for a while. I'll put a link to this air intake. All you gotta do is kind of chop it down, because this air intake originally goes down here like some of the other air intakes do, and that's how I ran it for like a while. But then I decided to chop it down and put it up here close to where like the battery and the fuse box sits, because I think it would get less heat. And I actually built like a heat shield around it, but I don't think it really helped, so I just took it off. But if you live in Florida or any place that rains a lot, where there's always a bunch of standing water, and you're too scared to run a cold air intake like me because I don't want to suck up water, this is the kind of short ram intake I would run, because it worked out the best. I didn't record all of them just because I was lazy and didn't feel like doing it. But yeah, 55 degrees in the morning, just, a steady pace on the interstate. This stayed at like 60 degrees. At a red light, it got to like 80. The other one where it extends down, that got up to like 120 at a light. And the lowest it got, I think, was like around like 82. And the one that went straight down with the 90-degree coupler, straight down to like where the subframe is or the front bumper or whatnot, that did the worst. I was like 100 driving and like 125 like sitting at a light with 55 degrees in the morning. So I don't know, just this is what I would run. But I'll put a link in the description to the air intake, and then you can just chop it off short and kind of do what I did. I mean, it's cheap. I think it's like $60 or something like that. Some cheap eBay, Amazon intake or whatever, but it works.